Hello, everybody. Welcome to Townsend 505. My name is Nick. Joining me today is Jason, the old millennial, uh, speaking to speaking there in the great state of Kansas in his
Yep.
basement.
Yep.
I worded that weirdly, but I'm in my room in the great state of Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
We're reviewing the Kinks' 13th album, Preservation Act 2. Um, you have any brief thoughts on this album before we begin?
Uh, Man, this was the craziest, the weirdest, the wildest, most out there album so far in the Kinks discography. This Nothing prepared me for this album really. Like, it's nothing like what they've done before. They really went out there. I feel like, and you tell me what you think. I feel like they're going for like a Who or a Pink Floyd style album here.
Yeah, this is why I call it the Pete Townsend wannabe era because they
Yeah,
were trying. Well, not they. Ray
Ray
Davies was
Davis.
trying way too hard to be like Tommy and Quadrophenia, and he fell on his face. It fell on his face real badly.
Yeah, I got like Tommy vibes. I got like the Wall vibes, maybe. I mean, it was telling a story through the songs and whatnot. I mean, like the Kinks did theme albums like Green Preservation Society, Arthur, Lola, and the First Power Man. Everybody's in show business. Whatever. I mean, they're all kind of have these themes that you can kind of see and hear in the songs. Like but I don't think they tell necessarily a distinct story with a beginning, middle, and end to the story. This is a story. There's a beginning, a middle, and an end to it. It's like you could make this into a musical if you wanted to write a whole story based on this album. Like Tommy, they made into a musical movie, and The Wall they made into a movie. You could do the same thing with this if you really desired to. So it definitely was much different than what they tried to do these concept albums, but this was a real concept of a story that he really thought it through, and especially with the announcements. There's 5 announcements, and those really are set there to really set the plot of the story and keep you kind of informed on what's going on in the parts of the story. So you're kind of following along the story that's going on. And it's just kind of goofy, kind of he's doing characters like when he's singing songs, there's characters that he's singing, doing different voices. Um, you know, and there's all kinds of background noises and background singers kicking in on certain songs. So he's really building this atmosphere of this story and this world that he's trying to paint anyway. So it's not a rock out, it's not a straight on rock pop album, whatever, just full of these songs. All these songs are connected one after each other, kind of, and just yeah. So it's unique, but yeah, I don't. It's hard because the songs need to work for this to work. Tommy works because the songs are good and there's some good instrumental stuff in there, but yeah, this is a hard one to, it's hard to, I'm guessing it's hard to do this kind of album. It takes a special person to pull it off, in my opinion. But
You seem to be a lot more nice about it. I just think this album is straight up trash. This belongs straight in the garbage can for me. If we were in my basement right now, I'd have the garbage can up for most of the video. This is not good. This is not good at all. This is just
well,
I
no,
don't.
they didn't pull it off. That's what I'm saying. They didn't pull it off.
Oh
It's
yeah.
hard to
Oh
it's
yeah.
hard to pull off, and they didn't do it. Tommy did. Maybe The Wall, you can say, did. Maybe Dark Side of the Moon. Maybe Quadrophenia. Those are the ones I think about that can pull it off. But this one, no.
As much as I'm not a fan of The Wall, that's way better than this.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, let's just get right into it. We get to the first track on the album, Announcement 1.
Announcement 1. All right, so we start right with a news bulletin, and each one starts the same with this horn, whatever, like yeah. It starts with this horn like intro and each announcement. and we get like a news anchor kind of giving the story of what's going. So we're setting the stage. This is setting the stage of the story of the plot of this album right away, which I've never seen an album like. I don't know if you've seen this done before.
I mean, they kind of did it with Tommy with the extra, extra,
Yeah,
read all about it.
but they're singing it. This they're
Exactly.
they're just talking. There's no singing. It's just this guy coming on uh, and so this is what I'm getting out of the story because I tried looking this up and I couldn't find any. I couldn't find it. Wikipedia didn't really talk about the story. It just talked about the album in total. But because I was kind of curious, like, what is this story? What's exactly going on? I'm trying to piece it together the best I can while listening to it. And the best I can gather from this announcement is I don't know if this is a fictitious country we're talking about or something. And there's a leader named Flash, I believe. He's the leader or something of this country. And in Preservation Act 1, we had a song about Flash. I just realized, like, Here Comes Flash or something like that.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that was an introduction to this character that we're now
Yeah, it is.
concentrate on this. So I was like, oh, okay. So there's because this is Act 2 and there's Act 1. Act 1, I didn't see a story in Act 1. I guess I didn't pay enough attention. What exactly was going on the first on the Act 1, whatever. And so then I'm like, oh, okay. So they're talking about Flash. We introduced him in the first Act 1, and now we're kind of I don't know if Act 1's about his rise to power, but he's in power, I think. And there's this new guy named Mr. Black who wants to take over the government. So I'm like, is this a dictatorship? Because like they don't vote, I guess. There's like, we're just going to take it over.
I'm guessing so.
And so Mr. Black has this army. He's kind of this almost, I don't know, this religious cult leader or something. I don't know. He's got an army called the New People's Army, and he's going to try to overthrow the government. So that's what we're setting the stage for in this first bulletin announcement, basically. So that's all it is, just an announcement of the story.
Yeah, for every announcement we get, this is gonna be my reaction. Sucks.
I'm like, okay.
No singing, just straight up filler. Tommy did it with style. They made singing it with like, "Do you think it's all right?" and the Miracle Cure, stuff like that. They actually make it work and they make it sound catchy and all that. This is just that's how I feel about that track. Oh
yeah.
I'm not holding back. I'm not holding back at all. This is awful. If you thought I was harsh on Beatles for sale, oh boy, this will make it look like I'm reviewing Help or Magical Mystery Tour in comparison. That's yeah. Whoever's watching this, he's like, man, Nick's reviews of Beatles for sale was so harsh. You haven't seen nothing, darling, as Freddie Mercury would say. We get to the next track on the album, Introduction to a Solution.
All right, so yeah, so Mr. Black has a solution to there's a problem in the world. There's like too much immorality going on, evidently. I don't know. So I think the Mr. Black has a solution. He wants to take over and deal with this morality situation. Anyways, overall, it's actually one of the better songs on this album. So it actually starts off not terrible. Like I think there's actually a good rock guitar in this album. I think the drums are actually quite good. It's not great, but it's like okay. It's like there's something there. It's okay.
Okay. Yeah, this song sucks for me. I don't like it at all. Like how can the Kinks go from making albums like Preservation and Arthur and Everybody's in Showbiz to this crap? It's awful. You seem to know the story a lot more than me, and I've heard the sound like
okay.
Yeah, I'm like, this album's so bad. I have no interest in knowing the story of it. Like with Tommy and Quadrophenia and even kind of The Wall, like the music's good enough for me to, and The Lamb Lies Down on Broadway, like the music's good enough for me to want to like know the story. This is like they were so focused on the story that like the music, like most concept albums like this, it's like music first, story next. They did it story first, music next, which That's not how you do it. Uh, yeah, this song's awful. Um, not very good. We get to the next track on the album when a solution comes.
All right, introduction solution. When a solution comes, so it's kind of going right back to back on this whole thing. And again, this is a little slower. It's a little more bluesy, I would say. But yet, I do like the guitar on this song and the piano I like as well. So it's okay. Again, it's like the first one. I'm like going, okay, this is like okay. It's like I can see the kinks in it a little bit. It hasn't gone downhill yet, but it's like just kind of on the surface.
It's all right. I mean, it's better than the first two tracks for me. Not good though. It's like D tier Kinks material. Like it's all right. Now we get to oh boy, we get to the next track on the album. Money Talks.
Okay, I really did not like the vocal work on this song, is what I wrote down. He's using there's multiple voices going on this song, and I'm just not really into it. It's another rock song here, but yeah, I'm definitely going like, yeah, I'm not really into the style that they're going for.
The song sucks. Man, this was tough to go through. I some of
Yeah,
these songs I had to skip. Like I couldn't listen to it through the entirety. I'm like, nope. I listened to this album in its entirety twice. I listened to it two more times before this review. I if I never heard this song ever again, I would be a happier man. This is what a awful song. It is garbage. Garbage. Get the trash can over. It's garbage. It's awful. Now we get to the next track. Announcement 2. Or just announcement, as it says on here.
that does it. Yeah, it's the second announcement of 5 announcements that we're getting on this album. uh, And this time, it's all about Mr. Black is about to make a speech about what he's going to do about this problem. I don't know, something about immorality going awry, and he's going to be this morality guy. He's going to stop it, or whatever. And so it's kind of just announcing Mr. Black is about to make a speech. I can't tell who the good guy and the bad guy is. They seem both like bad guys, Mr. Black and Mr. Flash.
Yeah. Sucks. More filler. More filler.
Yeah.
Awful. If you have to have 5 announcements to tell the story, that just proves how lazy it is.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
lazy.
That's odd.
Such a lazy album. Oh, another garbage track. Now we get to the last song on side 1. Shepherd of the Nation.
All right. So Shepherd Nation is the speech that that he is giving, that Mr. Black is giving, and it's all about morality. He's going to do away with pornography, I think. With it's a weird song because he mentioned some like it's just really weird lyrically because he's giving this whole speech about doing away with sex and and drugs, I think, and I don't know, I forget, but he's dealing with all these morality issues and censorship. Basically, you can tell from this, it's like, oh, Mr. Black is not going to be good for this because he's obviously going to come in and try to censor everything, take away your freedom, but yet he has like this evidently this following. He has this army that's behind him, and they're going to be trying to take over the government. So I don't know. Overall, it's just super goofy, and like I was like, oh my gosh, this is not good. This is really going downhill.
This song sucks.
Yeah,
Man, this song is awful. I love me a goofy song. Give me Bald Headed Lena by the Lovin' Spoonful, because at least with the Lovin' Spoonful, you know what you're getting from that band. They're a goofy band. This is supposed to be a serious album, and they're throwing stuff like this
yeah,
album.
serious subjects. Yeah,
This is awful. This is such a bad song. I'm like, what the hell are they doing? I'm like, man, this is unbearable. And this is the last song on side 1. I'm like, side 1, it's like five
yeah.
awful tracks and like 1 boring track. It's like
Yeah,
Nah, this is a bad first side. Now we
well,
get to flip the
it's
record.
worse.
Sorry. What was that?
I think it gets worse as it goes, though.
Oh my god. Flip the record over. Scum of the Earth.
Scum of the Earth, which I don't know who's singing this song. I haven't. Again, I wish I could. I had something that could tell me exactly what's going on because I'm having a hard time. Maybe someone wrote out what the story's going on. So I don't know who the Scum of the Earth is, who's singing here, but yeah, it's just at this point, it's hard for me to write notes. I'm just like, this is just so awful and weird, and it's just not, you know, interesting. Kinks music. It's this really goofy musical style. It's like a musical. I'm like listening to a musical, but the musical numbers just aren't really connecting with me.
This is probably one of the best songs on the album. It's good. It's C tier.
Okay.
The best songs on the album are like C tier worthy. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
it's good. It's, it doesn't make me want to throw the record out. Doesn't make me want to go back in time and burn every album every copy of this album that's in existence. It's fine. I mean, at least with Beals or Sale, you got 8 days a week. With this album, you got nothing. You got absolutely nothing to like go back to. It's like it's good. Now I get to another announcement. Would be another announcement. Let's go.
We do. What announcement do we have?
Oh, never mind. See, this album is burning my head right now. Uh,
Secondhand car or whatever.
Secondhand car spiv.
Biv. I have no idea what the song is about or what's going on. It's just at this point I'm kind of starting to get numb to this album, and I'm kind of over it. I was getting to the song. I was like, gosh, I'm just kind of over whatever's going on. The style of the singing, the musical style. It's just like it's not working at this point, and I'm just don't have. And we're only 8 songs in. I'm already like, I don't really have a lot of hope for this album's going to get. Sometimes I'm thinking, oh, maybe they'll string some good ones here pretty soon and get me back on track. But it's like I'm already going, gosh, this is the whole album. I'm not into this at all. I'd probably quit this album if I wasn't reviewing it for something. I'd probably just quit right here and be like, I'm done with the album. But
This is awful. This is another bad song. Oh man, this is garbage. This makes Beatles for Sale look like a 10 out of 10 album in comparison to me. It's just
yeah, well,
awful. Oh man, what the hell, man? How can Ray Davies go from making those awesome albums in the '60s and even the one big album in 1970 and 1972 to this? I'm like, stop trying to be like Pete Townsend for crying out loud.
well, I guess he was trying to get ambitious. He's trying to swing for the fences, maybe. I don't know what.
He was trying, but he failed.
And yeah, it's just one of those things. It's a risky thing, and I don't think it worked. I mean, his album did not do well from what I read. As
Good,
far as sales wise, it did not sell.
good.
Yeah,
Ah, man. Let's get to the next track already. He's evil.
he's
This
the.
album, this album's evil.
I don't know who's evil. Maybe Flash you're talking about. Um, I didn't write much except there was a very long intro is all I wrote on the song. But besides that, it's another just didn't care for it.
Sucks.
Yeah.
It's another song that sucks. It's awful. That's about it. I have nothing. I have nothing to say. This is just an awful song. I think like Mr. Wonderful had more memorable stuff than this. This is just
Right.
awful. This is really bad. This is unbearable. I give the White Album for having too much fluff, but this is like the king of double. This is like the king of fluff. The double fluff double albums. Like, oh man,
Nothing on the White Album.
like this makes oh man. As much as I'm not the biggest fan of the White Album, this makes the White Album like sound like like the weaker songs on that album sound like the best songs on that album in comparison. Man, this is awful. Another bad song. Mirror of Love is the next track.
Okay, I'm guessing there's a love story maybe somewhere in here. I'm not quite sure what's going on. I'm just making guesses because there's a couple songs with the word love in it. So I'm like, there's two. There's must be some romantic thing going on within the story, but I can't follow that along exactly what's going on. And all I wrote was the vocals were weird. He's doing these really weird vocals on here because it's a musical, and so he's trying to do these different styles of voice. I don't know, and it's just not working.
It's good. That's about it for me. The three songs I like on this album, it's just good. It's not bad. It's not.
I know that's quite praise for you.
It's great.
Like, yeah, it's good. I'm like, oh wow, okay.
Usually when I like something, I'm like, this is great. I really like it. I love this, and that. Nope, just good. See here. Now we get to the last track on disc 1, announcements.
We get the announcement. All right, third announcement on another bulletin news piece, and it's a war report. There's a war going on. Mr. Black and the New People Army is attacking the whatever army of Mr. Flash, the leader. And at this point, from what I got from this announcement, is that it's even. Both nobody's winning. They're both, yeah. So it's just a stalemate at the moment. That's all I'm getting out of it.
Sucks. Awful way to end off the first disc. I mean, not that any of the other songs could have been better.
But yeah, no.
Oh, such an awful track. Garbage. Final verdict. Disc 1 was garbage. Was trash. Ugh.
Yeah.
This is. Disc 2 opens up with Nobody Gives.
Yeah, I didn't write any notes. I don't remember the song. I just know I didn't like it.
I'm with you there, man. The song sucks.
I'm starting to forget what these songs were anymore.
I'm trying to forget how these songs go. This song sucks. I hate it. This is below Kinks standards. This makes Beautiful Delilah on the debut album sound like you really got me in comparison.
Yeah.
Next track on the album. Oh Where Is Love?
All right, now we get a bit of a duet. There's a female vocalist here, and we're getting some kind of back and forth between a guy and a girl. And I'm guessing they're in love or something. There's some kind of love story here. Anyways, to me, it was one of the better tracks on this album because I thought, oh, wow, we're getting like something's happening here. We're getting two voices. They're kind of this, duet thing. I like a good duet. So I'm like, all right, this is better than what I've been hearing. So this is definitely like a highlight for me on the album. It's like, I like anytime they put a female voice in there. It's something different. And it's like, yeah. So I thought it was a decent song.
I really don't like this song.
Yeah.
I really don't like this song. With the one disagreement we have with everybody's in showbiz, I forget what the song was. The name of that one. Trying to see. Maximum Consumption. At least with that song, I'm like, yeah, that's decent enough where I could see where you come from. I don't think that song sucks. It's just not one of my favorites. This song, I'm gonna have to completely disagree with you on this. I think the song is way bad. The female vocals are awful. I think Ray Davies throughout this entire album sounds horrible. This is a huge step down from Everybody's in Showbiz.
Yeah.
Huge step down. This is awful. Flash's Dream is the next track of the album. Let me hear what you have to say about this track. I am dying to hear what you have to say about it.
Okay, this was the craziest song on the album. This is the worst song on the album. I couldn't believe it when we got to it's not even really a song. It's like a conversation. We get to this part, and if you don't know if anybody's watching this and you don't know this album, you have to listen to this. Flash's Dream parentheses the final elbow, which doesn't make any sense. I don't know what that is. But Flash, who's the leader of the country, he's having a dream. We start with him snoring, basically. You hear him sleeping. That's how you start the song. He's like, the guy's sleeping. And then this voice comes in and it's like, Mr. Flash. And he's like, oh, who is that? And he wakes up and it's your soul. And so you're like, what? So his soul is having a conversation with him, which makes no sense why his soul is talking to him. I guess that's his conscience, maybe. Like I'm like, I didn't understand what they meant. Your soul is you. You are your soul. I don't understand this conversation. Unless you're saying it's your conscience speaking to you. That makes more sense to me. But no, it's this voice is your soul. And there's this conversation he's having with his soul about, and it's like he's like, you've done wrong or something like that. And he's like, no, I've been doing everything for the people or something. And he's like, no, you did it for yourself. And I'm just paraphrasing what the conversation is. And I think there's some female vocals that come in at one point for shortly, but mostly there's no singing. It's just a weird conversation to tell the story of, now we're getting the Flash and kind of his downfall maybe. And next song, of course, kind of ties in with this Flash's confession, that I guess did something wrong or he's corrupt. I don't know, something like that. But it is a weird song it's not a song, it's a conversation. Him talking to this, anyways, and it's like, what is going on?
This is the worst Kinks track.
Yeah.
This is awful. What the? Excuse my language, but what the fuck was this? What the fuck are they doing? What the fuck is going on right now? What the hell? What the hell? Oh my god, this song is garbage. Oh.
Yeah, you have to listen to it just to understand what we're talking about, because it's hard to understand unless you listen to it and go, what is going on in the song?
Oh my god, this is awful.
It's wild.
So bad. What the fuck? Oh man. Everyone watching this right now, no one's watching, but whoever does watch this, listen to Flash's Dream.
Yeah, you gotta listen to it just a little bit just to get a sense of what this is.
When I see comments on YouTube that said with Kink fans saying like the Kinks don't have any bad songs, listen to Flash's Dream and go back to me with a straight face and tell me that.
Yeah, you can't tell me that.
Yeah. Now we get to the last song on side 3, Flash's Confession.
Right. So this is, like I said, I guess Flash's soul talked him into confessing his sins, I guess, and maybe what he's done wrong. He's been maybe selfish or something. I don't know. Something's going on here where, yeah, he's making confession, I don't know, to the nation or something. Who knows? Anyways, that doesn't matter to me. I just like, I don't care.
The song sucks. Again, it's awful. Another bad way to close out. All 4 of these side closers are awful. It's like the side openers, the side closers, the order, the music. This is just an insult to Kink fans. This is an insult to music fans, Kink fans.
Imagine being a King fan and buying this record when it came out or something. What a disappointment.
Yeah, imagine being a King fan listening to everybody's in shows. It's like, oh, I can't wait to get to the next album. And it's like Act 1. And you're like, okay, this isn't that good, but maybe the next act will be better. And then you listen to this and you're like, what the hell is going on here?
I mean, if I heard this album, I would never listen to another Kinks album. I would never buy another Kinks album after this album. I'd be like, they just ruined it.
Yeah, they wrote. Yeah, it's like basically the Kinks giving the Kink fans a big middle finger.
Be like, just break up or something and more albums out.
Okay, we flipped the record over one last time. Nothing lasts forever.
All right, this again, I like that we got a female vocal here and we got a duet thing going on. It sounds like they're breaking up. I don't know why, but it sounds like she's breaking up with the main character, whoever that is. And so yeah, it's like a breakup song. Nothing lasts forever. So it almost is like it's like a song. I'm like, well, this is kind of resembling a song. This is nice. Like this is the most resemblance to an actual like song, that I would hear on the radio. So it was to me by far probably the best song on this album. Like it's listenable.
I actually like this song.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah, this is actually a good song. I'm like, this is the Kinks actually do try when they actually do pull off when they actually try. Doesn't offend me. I like it. It's good. It's another C tier Kinks song.
Yeah.
Um, Another announcement.
All right, now the People's Army has taken over the government. They won. They won the war. Mr. Black is going to be put in power. Flash, I think everybody is going to be put in jail or something. So that's the basic announcement that we're getting to. This whole story is about this war and Mr. Black taking over the government.
Again, sucks. Another filler track. Next track on the album, after another useless track, Artificial Man.
I don't recall anything about the song or what it's about. I just wasn't paying attention, to be honest, to the song.
It sucks.
I just ready for this to be over.
It sucks. Scrap Heap City.
This is sung by a female, was what I wrote down, I think. And it's very country. It had like a very country. It was weird. It was like all of a sudden like a country song, like coming out of nowhere. And again, I didn't follow what was going on, but I'm like, whatever. I just don't care.
I thought the country that they did on I know we're gonna disagree on this, but I like the country that they did on Muswell Hillbillies, but
Oh yeah, yeah.
yeah, this song sucks though. This is awful. Um, Next, another announcement. Yeah, another announcement.
Our last announcement. This is the kind of the end of the album. We've supposedly following the story of this Mr. Black and the New People's Army fighting the Flash and the government and taking over and implementing a new policy of morality. And it's not good. It's really bad. Uh, Guess what? It's a dictatorship. They're shutting everything down. There's a curfew, and if you're out at night, the People's Army is out looking around. And if you're out at night, you're going to be punished really badly. So now you're on lockdown. There are food. There's food short. There's rationing, food rationing. So food rationing, gas rationing, water rationing, which is bad news. They're shutting down all entertainment. There's no TV, movies, music. They're shutting it all down. They're totally taking control of every part of your life. And it's just, it's bad. It's like, oh, I don't know if they're supposed to be for Mr. Black taking over. The whole time I'm thinking this is bad news. And it was. Once he took over, it's like, oh, now he's a horrible dictator that took everybody's freedom away. So it's kind of a dark ending to the story, I guess I would say.
Yeah, another filler announcement. One last time you're gonna hear me do that. Yep, sucks. Think it's awful. You okay on your end, Jason? Jason? See, this album's so bad, his lights turned out. It's just awful, awful, awful album. Um, um, well, while we wait for that,
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. You okay on your end?
My power just shut off.
Oh man.
That's why it's black right now.
Oh man. It sucks. Just as we're almost done reviewing this piece of crap. Do you want to talk about the last song on the album, or you want to wait?
Uh, yeah, I guess we can try to finish this maybe.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
Last song on the album.
uh,
Sorry.
yeah, Salvation Road or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the new theme song for the new country, and yeah, it's whatever.
Awful closer for an awful album. If you have a top five, give it to me. I don't care. You can do
Well,
whatever.
I can't see my paper because it's dark right now, but the two duet songs were my favorite on the album. I forget what they're called now. I can't see it, but
Yeah, that's fair.
then the first two songs in the album I think are in my top five. I can't remember the names, and I can't remember what the other one was. But anyways, there's not any real nothing to really write home about in my opinion. There's nothing I'm gonna write down that I'm gonna put on a playlist.
Yeah, I agree. Uh, I don't really have a top five. I'll just give my top three. Number three, Mirror of Love. Number two, Scum of the Earth, and number one, Nothing Lasts Forever. That's the second duet that you were talking about. Um, what do you score the album from 1 through 10?
um, I give it a 5, which is the worst score that I give albums. I don't go below 5. So yeah, it's the worst score I can give it. It's a 5 out of 10. It was really hard to get through. It was so long. It was just this musical trying to tell a story, and it wasn't interesting. The songs weren't interesting. It was just yeah, it was definitely just really awful.
I'm gonna give it a 1 out of 10. Uh, this is very unenjoyable. Again, it's awful album. Um, well, thank you for watching this video, guys. Jason, you have anything you want to say or add before we close out for today?
No, this is probably the worst album so far, and I hope it gets better.
Eh, I don't know. It gets better, but this is definitely the worst album that they've ever made. Um, Thank you guys for watching this. Next time, we're going to talk about soap opera. Um, and hopefully, Jason gets his power back. Sorry that you're going through this, Jason.
Yeah.
Oh, man. So, see you guys.